Hello, and welcome to the session where I'll be taking us through the messaging service in ClassView Connect. So this is really an overhaul of the messaging. So you might be familiar with previous versions where messaging was integrated, but that entire messaging microservice has been updated. So we'll just be looking at a bit more detail in what's new there. So you'll see the two new green buttons here, message all users and edit message. So you should be seeing this because high performing will open first here. So you've got your list of high performing students, and then you've got the edit message option here. And you'll have this option available among the other categories of students as well. So wherever you click, you've got that edit message option. And so if you click on edit message, it brings up this little pop-up here. And you've got the template editor on the left-hand side, and you've got your preview options on the right-hand side. So let's look at the template editor. Number one, the system is looking at all the data that's been provided to the messenger, and it's looking at what attributes we have available for a user, for a potential receiver of this message. So we want to be able to customize our message, right? So the actual template is down here. And in this case, we have this text proposed. And if let's just reset this here. So I'm going to click on generate messages. So this is a preview of a message that the users would receive, that the students would receive. So it's just a block of text here. Now, let's say we want to include something like the person's name. So in the template editor, we can add some space here, and then we can add a greeting. So we can say hi. And now we can look at what attributes are available here. So the first names are available. So if we click that, so it's saying now hi first names. So in our template, it's basically created a space where we would substitute the name of the person. So hi first names. And now let's see what that looks like. So to preview the message, number one, you can go ahead and click on a student's an email address here, and you can see the message looks like that. Or you can click generate messages, and so we can see all the messages there. Now, what we notice here is that it hasn't put in the spacing that we need. So we can see we've pressed enter twice here, so it left the standard bit of space in our email, but that doesn't show in our generated message. So we have to use a bit of HTML here. So I'm just going to add two line breaks. So in HTML, that's how you add a line break. If you also want to make text bold, you can use B and a closing B for bold. So that's, of course, the syntax in HTML, in hypertext markup language, the language of web pages, right? And it's not really a language, but anyway, it's more a document highlighting. So here we've opened a bold tag, and then whatever's inside, we will apply bold to it, and then we close the bold tag there. And so it should just highlight faculty. So if we generate the messages here, then we can see, number one, those line breaks have been inserted. So because of that, we have the line breaks. And then we also have this part in bold here. So that's just a bit of HTML. So we have now customized the messages in this category, right? So under the high performing students, we have customized the messages that they would receive. Then under at risk, that hasn't affected what the at risk students would see. So if we look at their preview, we can see that hasn't influenced this as yet. So we would need to add that. So either we want to update our template, the basic default template at the institution, or you can go ahead and update it here. So you, in effect, update your template here. You've got all the variables here that you might want to use to customize that. And just to look at what's available here, we've got the student number, the name, the campus, the assessment results, and some other generated variables. So we could use any of these in our template here. Then on this side, we can select any student, and that will generate when we click on the entry, then that generates the message to that student. And then if we want to see all the messages, then we click generate messages. And then if you click send all messages, it will go ahead and email all these students on your behalf. And so you can customize these messages using the template editor, and you can send them to all the students in this group. Of course, though, that refers only to this particular category of students. And what we might want to do instead is just review the templates in each case. So we could go to each of these categories and see that we are getting a message as we intend that group of students to get, and then go ahead and message all the students. So if we click here on message all users, then it's going to generate all the messages for each of those categories. So remember, we had customized the message to the high-performing students, so you can see that here. And then we hadn't customized these ones, so it looks like that. And then, so we can review this. We can see that the students are getting the right types of messages here. And then if we're happy with that, we can just go ahead and click send all. Of course, if we're not happy with that, you can just go ahead, close that, and then go back to the category that you want to customize for, and then edit the message. And then once we're happy with that, we can go ahead and message all the students there. Okay, so that's the new messaging service. So that's the updated instance of the messaging service in the ClassView Connect. Thanks for listening.